JID,
What's going on?
how are you?
I'm good, brother.
Very good too. Very happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course. What's your? I think, of course, it's not your first time in Paris. It's
No.
your third time, I think. What's your connection with the city? Do you like it?
Yeah, and it's not even my third. It's probably like my sixth or seventh.
Okay.
I've been touring a while, so
Okay.
I'm frequenting Paris a lot, and I love it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Last time I came here, I got a big part of the culture. Just hang with some of the homies.
Okay.
And then, yeah, as far as like the people, the fans out here, it's cool. I love the fashion. Like, it's the best
Yeah,
thing.
of course. Did you have the chance also to listen to a little bit of French music or not really?
Not initially,
Okay.
nah. But you know what's crazy? One of my favorite songs on earth is a French song sang by Nina Simone. It's called "Ne me quitte pas." She covered, I think.
Oh yeah, because I think it's by Jacques Brel.
Yeah,
originally.
yeah.
From Belgium.
Yeah.
And she did. Oh, okay, nice.
It's in French though, right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
perfect.
Absolutely. No, you're good. Of course, we will talk about your music, but I just wanted to also know more about your influences, because when we listen to your music, I think there's a lot of stuff in your music, because you're from Atlanta.
Yep.
And you're also praised as a lyricist,
Yep.
very lyrical rapper, also a technical rapper, but you can also go really deep into like your emotion, and like the last album, Forever Stories, I think is really authentic.
Yep.
What is the first album that had an impact on you? Do you remember like the one? What's your DNA in terms of albums and music?
I don't know. I've always been like inspired by like greatness. You know what I'm saying? That's very attractive to me. Like people that are great, like successful people. Like, so in that regard, like with music, I always wanted to, like, how did this great body of art become, like, you know what I'm saying? I try to find the essence of it, or try to find the nucleus of like, how is this formula working for these type of people and artists and stuff like that. And beyond that, I was just a fan of just like, I don't know, I'm a soulful guy, you know what I'm saying? And
we hear that.
I'm an older soul, so
yeah.
I feel like that's just like comes across in my music, but not so much preachiness, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I feel like it's just me essentially.
Did you because you said you like soul music, maybe also a little bit of jazz, maybe
Jazz for sure.
And did you have the feeling when you were younger that you had taste that was not maybe common in your generation, maybe like it was part of, like if you were like more old school than you are?
Yeah,
in your
for sure. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even think I was gonna do music, but I always had a great taste. Like I was the guy like, oh, JID, or they used to call me Lil Root. They would say like, send me your mix. You know what I'm saying? Let me get your mix. Let me what you listening to nowadays?
Okay, so
like
you
I
were
was
like
one
the
of those.
curator of
almost not a DJ or nothing, but I just know like people riding me in the car like always like, hey, what's this? What's the? So I always had great taste. I would say as far as music. So it kind of turned over into like me creating the things that I thought were tasteful, and I'm able to build those worlds. It's super cool.
What was the first rapper that had an influence on you?
I would say Outkast, both of them.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I know it's two, but so I would have to say them.
I think it's the best.
They are like
the best duo ever.
Bro, I love them so much. Like I learned so much about myself, about being a Southern lyricist, just a different way to represent yourself. And
certainly.
It's I don't know, like I just love everything. Their whole essence, it just drove me to my manhood. I still study stuff they do to this day. Like,
what's the best Outkast album for you? It's a hard question.
Very hard. Very hard. Cause popular opinion, I mean not popular opinion, but the easy go-to you would say Stank On You, but I wouldn't say that. I would say
Aquemini?
I would say Aquemini. But it's so hard. It changed up by the day for me. It changes up so much.
Or the first five albums.
Let's go Aquemini.
Aquemini. Okay, yeah. I take it.
Southern Playalistic is crazy too, but Aquemini just hit on all levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you were the youngest in a family of 7 children.
Yep.
Or was it when you were younger to like just defend your taste in music? Was it hard because you were younger, or did the family protected you, or was it when you were younger?
When I was younger, I used to. First off, I was in love with like music documentary, like type film. You know, like the Jackson 5 American Dream, like the Temptations, Five Heartbeats. I used to love stuff like that. And then as a kid, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm 6 or 7 years detached from my next sibling. So it wasn't like we was all in the mix together. By the time they were going to college, I was just getting into middle school or just leaving middle school. So it was different. And it was crazy. I used to be able to listen to songs I hear it one time and I probably know every single word. Like I still kind of do that. I'll hear a song one time and I
really?
Yes, sir. It's such a weird thing. But when I was a kid, I used to do that all the time. My parents like thought it was super impressive, but I never attacked the goal. I never tried to be music. I never tried to do it like until I got kicked out of school, all the extra stuff that happened, and then it just turned out to be like my wife.
Yeah, because just for people who don't know, actually you were maybe about to have like a football career.
Yeah.
You were pretty good, and it didn't work like that.
Yeah, it didn't.
I think you skipped some trainings and stuff like that, and you had an injury too. I think.
Yeah, that was in high school, but yeah,
okay, sorry,
100%.
But then, so you had, I don't know if it was a choice, but then you had your career and you started your career in rap music. Like, did you already started to do music before that, or was it just okay? Now football is over, so I will just do music.
No, I was tethering the line. I was still recording. Like I would say around 2011, 12. I started really like recording, but I was still playing football as well.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a clean break. It was kind of like I was already 1 foot in, then I jumped in like with 2 feet, I guess.
Yeah. It was not possible to do both, man.
It was very, very impossible to do both.
Yeah. Did you remember in what mood you were when you did Catwalk, your first mixtape? I think it was 2010, I think. Catwalk, yeah.
That was,
sorry for my accent.
Yeah, it's all good. It was all in dorms. It was pathetic music. It was really not good.
You think it was? You couldn't listen to it now?
Now I couldn't listen to it because I could hear what I was trying to do, and I could listen to it now because I'm grown. Like, you know what I'm saying? I growth from it, but yeah, it was a time period that we were just trying to figure it out, trying to figure out just how your voice sound, like your swag, all of that stuff.
When did you think that you found your style? What JID is now? At what time you think it was, okay, now I have something?
I would say it's a couple different songs that came a little bit later. I would say Never. Like that's when I was like, all right.
Song for you,
Yeah, it was the first one that brought me into like a space. And then I would say something like All Bad or like Hereditary actually. Hereditary was like, oh, you can sing too. Like it's just unlocking new things. Notches on the Swiss Army knife or on the belt. So those are 2 songs I was like, okay, I found something here.
I think it was also an evolution that we could sense in your last album, because like the project before, it was more like everybody was like, okay, he's a very good rapper.
Yeah.
He knows how to write. Yeah. You won this game.
Good.
But on the last one, it was like, okay, now we can sing, now we can make also maybe more great songs. I don't know if there wasn't great songs before, but it was more, I think you unlock something new in terms of singing, in terms of maybe being more pop, not in a bad way. I'm not saying,
but I get what you're saying, because we got a very popular song that's still surfacing right now, still on Billboard charts. Yeah, and we had hits that came from that project. So I wouldn't be mad at the word pop. Pop is beautiful. Pop is money.
Yeah, and it also can be great music. You are talking about Jackson and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's pop and it's good. Yeah.
Exactly.
So was it hard to transition from like the technical lyrical rapper to something maybe more, harmonious, maybe more to do more singing?
It was a line that Jay-Z said. He was like,
"Moment of clarity."
No, the one he was talking about. He said, "I could rap like Talib." But he wanted. Essentially, his point was saying, like he could rap. He could be the best rapper, but he wouldn't make no money from it.
Yeah, I think you may be referring to the one in Moment of Clarity when you say, if truthfully I want to rhyme like common sense, but if I do...
I said Talib, but
exactly.
But
Moment of Clarity.
That's the thing, bro. That's literally a thing. So I had to find a medium between, okay, I know I can do this in a very technical way. I know I can do this in whatever type of capacity I want to, but how can I like spoon feed, you know what I'm saying? Not give them too much, but give them just enough where they could still understand the message and then still have a good time. So I'm just trying to find a medium. I kind of like unlearned a lot of writing styles that I learned before, and then I tried to lean more into like narrative-based writing, and that it worked. But now like I'm working on the next body of work. It's like, okay, we got this on our belt. So like, how can you up that? What's the next level of it? So that's where I'm at, like figuring it out and finding a world like the next word I can build.
You were talking about being pop. do you want to be pop? Do you want to be mainstream?
I want to be as big as I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I want to be wherever God has me aligned. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I just do everything I can to execute it. And if the stars say I'm supposed to be the biggest star, if it's where I'm at right now, I'm not even mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's life. You can't really like, I don't know. I don't trip. I just let things be what it is, and I just put my best foot forward. So if it's in the cards for me, I will be the biggest star because I'm going to work for it. If not, I'm not mad at this either because I'm still lit.
But it's interesting how you see it because because I think I discovered you maybe with DiCaprio True, I think. And then when I saw tracks like the one you did with Dua Lipa or Doja Cat or Imagine Dragon, which is a big hit, I was surprised at the beginning when I was just like reading the track listing. Maybe it's weird. And when we are listening to your verse, it's still you.
Yeah.
So I think I understand what you're saying because it's like, okay, I can be pop, but by standing myself actually, because it's always like, it seems from where we are, complicated sometimes to just not lose yourself in the pop world. But I think you are in this
maneuvering it like a certain type of way, which has been super, I don't know, it's been progressive for my career. And everything like been aligning very well. So I just feel blessed and then I'm having respect from people like that like want to work with me, you know what I'm saying? Doers and like Doja and all these Imagine Dragons like want to work with me. It's amazing. So I just send them ultimate love.
You were talking about the song Never, which maybe was a starting point for you in terms of figuring out your style. Of course, there was a big step in your career. I think it was when you signed to Dreamville. So the, of course, label created by J. Cole. What did you learn just being in this label? I'm not saying only from being next to J. Cole, but I think being in this label with all these talented artists that from where we are seems to have like a common perspective. You're not doing the same music, but it makes sense that you are together. You know? So what did you learn over there?
Just being around great people, you know what I'm saying? Being around, not always being the smartest person in the room, you know what I'm saying? It's proven like effective just to learn and be a fly on the wall sometimes. So I like being around, like I said, like I always want to be around successful people or people that's figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? That's like a super motivator to me, just inspirational people. So it's always a room like that when I'm around them. And I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like the eyeball out sometimes. I got a little more fire, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little, I don't know, I'm from East Atlanta, so it's a little different. But it's a good group of people.
When you do songs with people like that for collaborations, are you in a competition mode, even with your friends?
For sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Every time.
We can hear that.
It's a competition initially. That's the bottom line. But if the song doesn't ask for that, that's not where you go. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to overdo a situation. I did a song with Mick Jenkins this past year on his album. And of course, people would think JID and Mick are about to just but the song is way better than us just trying to eat each other. Come on, like that's not what the song is asking for. So the song is beautiful. It came out amazing, and we always had a conversation like people respect but it's all about the respect to the art. You gotta like lean into what that production, what those moments, those chords are asking for. So,
what was it to make a song with Lil Wayne? Because you said a lot of times, several times, that you grew up like, of course, admiring Lil Wayne, like all of us. And you did a song with him. How was it? And actually, I don't want to like any respect to Lil Wayne, but you know, on this verse, he was especially good. I think, you know. So how was it also to have this Lil Wayne in this song?
Legendary, bro. Like that's another one of the artists that I saw myself. You know what I'm saying? I see in myself and just kind of inspire like a whole generation, not even just me. So to have a song on a project with him, I probably take that more serious than anybody. Like I wanted to shoot the video and do it all, but times didn't line up, everything didn't work. But it was the best thing, just hearing those vocals come in, hearing the lighter flick come in. I lost my mind. I'm still tweaking off of it. And
it's just you did it. You know, like it's an accomplishment. Also, I mean, for a rapper. Where do you come from? Your fascination for Leonardo DiCaprio? When did it start?
A movie called What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I was like, who is this?
He was not
kid. But at the time when I saw it, I was so young that I didn't know they hired a actor that was how I say, like touch that was special needs, or if it was a real person acting like that. And at the time, I couldn't distinguish because I'm just a little kid.
Yeah.
So I saw him in another movie, and I'm like,
it's the same guy.
It's the same guy. And then I saw Basketball Diaries, and then I saw the Beach, and I saw like all these movies, and it's just fixation, just was the type of acting he does. And then it's like DiCaprio was just such a great name for it, but my favorite actor is like Denzel Washington, so I ain't want to call it Denzel. Like
it must be too obvious or too. Yeah,
exactly. Okay. But DiCaprio, like, it was just perfect for the time period I started doing it as well, because I feel like before I got signed, I was like, oh, I'm rapping really good. Nobody's paying attention. It's like I feel like DiCaprio with no Oscar. Like that was a time. That was at a
before
time
the
period.
Revenant.
Yeah. So now, like, if I continue to install, it may be like more symmetrical, but it'll be a different outlook at it.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting. Like, did you have the feeling that it was too long for you to reach success, to meet success? Did you were impatient at the time?
I started late.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, most people start music dreams 15, 16. They start, I want to be a star. Like, I didn't start thinking about that till I got kicked out of college. So I could have been 21, 22. Like, to the point where you need to figure out a job like this. Yeah. This kind of sounds like a pipe dream.
You have to earn money at this time. Yeah.
You gotta earn money. So I got signed at 26. It took me 5 years. I think that's perfect. Yeah, it's like going through a high school in 1 year. So just getting a foot in the door was the best thing for me possible, because I just know I can work my move once I get an opportunity. And that's all artists want to do. They just want to be heard. They want to have an opportunity, a platform to know if you like suck or if you're great or not.
Yeah. Like you said, you started late, so you're still young.
Yeah.
But you're, especially in rap music, when we are like 35, we can already feel old. You're not 35 yet, but do you ask this question to yourself, like, no, I'm getting older, will it be hard to being relevant in rap? Because it's a question, I think, that everybody has in mind in rap music. Is it something that you ask yourself, or you don't care about that? In
our culture, hip hop, we age our artists out. It's kind of trash, and they try to make it a young man's game, like it's sports.
Exactly.
But it's not sports. Oh, you don't hurt a knee. You know what I'm saying? You don't tear a ligament.
Actually,
you can actually get smarter and better and be able to take those fans with you and add on, be Drake. You know what I'm saying? Or Cole. Like, you can still teach, or Kendrick, you can be these people and do it in a mature type way. Jay-Z, like, it's, so I feel like our culture is starting to be more accepting of older artists now, but it's still taboo. It's still a thing, like, oh, if an artist pops in at 29, it's like, oh, like, it's such a big thing. But in another regard, my boy Jelly Roll?
Yeah.
He just got Best New Artist at 39.
That's true.
They don't care. They just care about the art.
Care,
Bill Withers, I want to say, popped off when he was, it could have been, he popped off when he was later. It could be somebody else I'm thinking about, but Bill Withers popped off later in his career. He could have been 40. So hip hop is just a different thing. It's all taboo, but at the end of the day, if you're making great music, bro, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Like,
Eminem kind of pop up late, like he was, I think, 26, 27. He's not old.
Same with Jay-Z. Same with Kanye.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. All 26, 27, like, and still have prominent careers. So I popped in at 26. I feel great about that. Like, I got a great cast of people around me.
Yeah. I just wanted to talk a little bit about your style of writing, because even if personally I'm French and I don't understand everything like on the first listen, but when I study, like, it's pretty impressive the way you're writing, and actually everybody is saying that. Like, it's really like the first, I think, quality that people give it to is like, oh, he's a super good at writing.
Yeah.
Was it natural, or is it something that you really work? And do you still work a lot on your writing? Especially because on your last album, it was also maybe less sometimes technical, but more deep. And I think you now manage to have this fine line between being authentic, being deep, saying real stuff, but also being impressive on the microphone, which is entertaining when you're just listening to it. So how did you work that out?
I always been a good writer, even in school. I was one of them kids, like, super smart, hanging with the with my football players, all the guys and stuff. And they're like, man, did we just fail that test? Y'all failed this test too? I'd be like, yeah, but I probably just got an A on it. Like, it was always like that. So I always had a good mental capacity for writing, for all type of, like, arts of language. It's been one of my favorite things. So I would say, and my father's a writer. You know what I'm saying? He don't have bestsellers or anything huge, but he definitely writes, and he always like push that narrative on me. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you write it. You mad about something? Write about it. Like that was a part of my childhood. So it in turn helped me in the style of writing and me being able to flip flop into different styles and stuff. Like, yeah.
You were writing like stories when you were young, or
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay,
for sure.
Okay. It's interesting because there is the writing and there is also like, of course, the flow and also your voice.
Yeah.
And I think more and more with the time, you're working on your voice. Like on the last album, for example, you have sometimes different voices in some tracks. How did you unlock this one too? Like the way of being surprising for your listeners?
It was just the learning and unlearning process of like the style that I was doing before and then what I wanted to achieve on the next project.
Okay.
So it was just a bunch of studying music, studying writers, studying like artists who write for other artists, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Finding out who the biggest writers in the game are, like tap in with them, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Try to find a different, something that's uncomfortable for me and try to pull something out of those moments. That's, yeah.
Who's the biggest writer in the game right now? If it's not
one of my favorite is The Run. He just won at the Grammys. He won Writer of the Year.
Yeah.
For sure. He's one of my favorites. We literally been tapped into just learning from him and yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to talk also about, I think the cover, the album cover of the Forever Story is one of the best in the recent years when it comes to, at least to rap music, but not only rap music, just in terms of music. Was it your idea or was, where did you come from? Because also I think in your writing, sometimes it's really cinematic. I'm guessing you watch a lot of movies.
Yep.
And this cover is really like, it could be in a video actually.
Yeah, that was my, it was in the video.
Okay.
A Dance Now video. We actually, if you watch the video, you see at the end the cover form.
Okay.
It was my idea because we got the first, the Never Story album. The cover was drawn. I was kind of displaced on the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like my perspective looking from the outside in. And it was drawn. On this one, I placed myself dead in the center. Yeah. Because that's where my life is and everything around it. That's where like it just kind of showed my family. It showed my mindset. It showed like societal things. It showed like a bunch of different perspectives. And I think that was just like the goal was accomplished because you got like what I was trying to do. I see a few people like do some of the same type things post the album coming out, which is super cool because it's like, all right, inspiration, not even offensive. I just think, keep going.
About your family, because the family is all over the album. But I'm wondering if everybody knew that you were going that deep in your personal story. Did people around you learn stuff from you? Was there surprise? Did you? What was the feedback of your family after this album?
It was all positive. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no lies. It was just the truth. So and I didn't think they had any inclination of where I was going with this project. I don't really like ask for permission. It's more a forgiveness type thing if you're offended. Yeah. So it was really simple. I just had to get it off my chest. It was really one of those type of projects. Just maybe more origin story-esque. Yeah. Yeah, because it's an origin story. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
We saw a lot of origin stories in movies. For example, I know the Spider-Man origins or Anakin. I don't know. Was there movies like that where like, okay, I want to tell my story a little bit like this was my origin story too?
Damn, I didn't even
Not really?
I didn't align those two when I was working on the project, but I love that. That would have been it's actually a good idea as a reference point.
Okay. Yeah. How is it when because I'm guessing you're still working on music now. I'm hoping. How is the process of creation? Like, is it just you by yourself writing stuff and then you're, I don't know, receiving beats? Or are you just going in the studio with a lot of producers? Because on the last album, there's a lot of talented people behind the boards also. So how do you work when you want to create a new body of work?
I already have stuff written from years ago. I steal words from myself like all the time. I have books and books and books of just like lines that weren't used, some stuff that I could tweak and make it better. And I find a production. I try to look for the right composition and then syncopate myself into the music or my words like into the to the whole emotion of it. Sometimes the production could come on the back end. We can do post-production and the stuff at the beginning, maybe just a couple of notes in the beat that just inspires something. So it comes in different mediums. I do it a bunch of different ways. It's never one type of way I start the process of making music. It's always something different. It's never been like, this song never been, like, it's not the same. It's never been the same. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Is it important for you to take time between albums? Because I think it was 5 years between...
it was four. And we had
COVID, yeah, of course.
COVID,
yeah.
It threw me off. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was 2019. I just left. It was 2020 actually when COVID started. Yeah. We just leaving the Grammys. We had a nomination. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. Like, it's time
it was supposed to be now.
And everything just shut down. And at that point, you didn't know what was going on with the industry. So I worked on music, but at the same time, I needed some time to readjust because I knew the story that I was coming with was very important. And I just didn't want to be rushed in my process. And a lot of people try to rush that process, even like people around you. But as an artist, like you need those moments. Sometimes it comes like, it don't have to be that long between projects. I would say that was absurdly too long. But at the same time, I had legitimate reasons why, like, and it was just a lot of life going on in that moment. Those 4 years was crazy, and it felt like it was just yesterday too, which is crazy. Like if you think that 2020 was 4 years ago, it's insanity.
It's real.
So yeah.
Do you think Forever Story, the Forever Story, would have been that good and that authentic without COVID? I'm not saying COVID was good.
No, I feel you. It gave me time to sit. Yep,
yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that, for sure.
All right. There was some rumors online. What are the news between you and Metro Boomin?
Oh, we're working on that project every single day.
Sorry?
Every single day. Okay. Working on it like diligently.
Right.
I've been working on I got a bunch of things going on right now, but at the same time, like, he sends me composition. Every single beat he sends me, I record too. So we have so much music, and it's just making it right. So it's happening for sure.
So it will happen, but we don't know what will be your next project. Actually, you are working on lots of
stuff.
I'm
working every day, I promise.
Right, I trust you. I think you have to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. This is great, bro.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very
much. For real.
Merci d'avoir regardé la vidéo. Si tu veux en savoir plus sur la rap musique, n'hésite pas à t'abonner à Apple Music. Tous les vendredis, un nouvel épisode du Code Radio. La playlist régulièrement mise à jour également. Et nous, on se retrouve très très bientôt avec un ou une nouvelle invitée.